Well, hello again, it's Trudy here from HotPatterns with another fabulous tutorial for you. In fact, this is from our Fast and Fabulous range, so that should give you a hint. It means it's really a very quick and easy piece to make. So yeah, this is the style we're going to deal with. This is the Fast and Fabulous Shopper. You can see it's a really cool but very, very simple kind of shoulder bag, tote bag kind of piece. And I wanted to show you it for a number of reasons. The first thing is, it is a really simple thing to make. It's like crazy simple. In fact, in its simplest version, it's going to take you 6 seams. That's it, and you're done, I promise you. Which makes it an excellent project for beginner or returning sewers. You know, if you want like a quick project for your favorite kid or teen who's starting sewing, this is a really good one. The other thing to point out to you is that it's also an excellent kind of thing to make as a gift carrier. You know, I'm filming this now in what, late August, but we're going to be coming up to holidays soon, so it kind of makes sense to me to do something that you can use to tote loads of gifts around. So you can certainly do this as a baby shower gift carrier, housewarming, all sorts of things like that. You could also make it in toweling for beach parties or pool or whatever you want. It's a really, really useful pattern. So I'm going to quickly go through the details with you, and then I'm going to chunk it down into 2 separate bits, all edited onto one video. So, but it's not a very long one because it's a very simple piece. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through the pieces with you and then we'll start making it. But while I do that, I'm going to explain to you why we decided to do this. We decided to do this because I've seen a lot of these kind of styles, these kind of like grocery bag shoppers, for want of a better term. I've seen a lot of them done in very high-end fabrications. You know, suede or leather or brocade, you know, something really gorgeous. But they're all on the same principle, very minimal, no lining, no interfacing, nothing, just really, really simple. And they look fantastic, they look beautiful. So if you want to make one, and you should make one, in a really nice fabric, I think you should go ahead and do it. It's something really lush, a really beautiful home deck fabric, or a denim or suede, or whatever you want to do, you should definitely do it. But for this one, I'm going to make this one in linen. And I'm making this in quite a floppy, kind of lightweight linen, partly because it's what I had in my stash, partly because it's got a really kind of pretty floral pattern on it, and partly because I wanted to show you how it would work as the kind of grocery bag that you can just fold up and put in a bigger bag for when you're going shopping. Because, you know, we all have to go grocery shopping. It's not very glamorous, but it has to be done because those darn children will insist on eating things, so I've got to go and buy them. So yeah, so it makes sense to me to have a really good bag like this that can be folded up and popped into my bag or whatever I'm carrying around with me, because I do not like plastic carry bags. I do not. They breed in my house and they're everywhere and I hate them. So this is a much more eco-friendly way of dealing with the whole grocery shopping issue. And it uses up bits and pieces in your stash as well. So let's do one of those. Okay, so I'm going to go through the bits with you now. Very, very simple. This one has, I don't know if you can see it on there, it's actually cut in one piece. The whole shopper is one piece, just with, you know, clever little seams. But you've also got an optional zippered pocket, and that's what I'm going to show you first. So we've got a zipper. Notice it is black and my fabric is white with a black design. I wish I could say I'm using a black zipper so you can see the details more clearly. That would be a lie. I'm using it because that's what I had. Hey ho. We've got the pocket. Let me just move this out of the way. We've got the zippered part of the pocket. That's where our zipper's going to go there. And then we've got the back of the pocket. So we're essentially going to be making kind of a pouch. I think that's the best way to describe it. So yeah. That's our pocket, and that's really optional. If you don't want to do that, or if you're a very, very beginner sewer and you really are not like, ooh, do I do that? Don't bother, it's not essential at all. But that's the first bit we're going to do when we actually start sewing our bag together. And here, in all its glory, is the bag. I know, it doesn't look much, does it? I'm just going to put it over here so I can just see one half of it, because that would be much easier for you to see. Now this, of course, being linen, linen has a tendency to fray, so I have overlocked almost all the edges apart from the little corner bits, these here. You'll see why, I promise. Okay, so it's basically this, and you may be able to notice, not really sure if you can, I've actually had to piece this together. There's little seams here because my fabric wasn't, I just didn't have enough fabric in the right way that it should be. So I just pieced them together. It doesn't matter. You can do that too if you want. In fact, this is a great way of using up really big scraps of fabric you've got. Just piece it all together very haphazardly and then cut your piece out and it's all good. So you've basically got this kind of, let's call it, it's almost like a tank, you know, neckline, armhole. It's almost like that. And you've got this, it's cut on the fold, that's your bottom there. Those are your side seams, and obviously these are going to go into your handles like this. So I'm going to show you how to do it because it's really, really, really simple. And we are going to start with the pocket. Okay, so we're now going to start with our pocket. Don't forget, this is entirely optional, really up to you. Don't want to make the pocket? Do not make the pocket. But in a large and capacious bag like this, you're going to find it very useful to have somewhere to just put, you know, keys, credit card, all that kind of stuff in there. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to, well I have actually, I've pressed back my zipper allowance, which is 3/4 of an inch or 2 centimetres wide. That's on the upper pocket piece and on the lower pocket piece. And I'm going to now go and pin my zipper in where it should be, and then I'm going to come really right up close, or maybe I'll bring the camera to me, who knows, and I will show you exactly what I mean. When I've pinned it, then I'll sew it, and I'm going to sew it in white thread. Again, wish I could say it's because I'm a nice person. It's not, I'm just lazy. But you're going to actually see it much better. In fairness, you're going to see it much better. So, pin first, and I'll show you, sew it, and I'll show you. And then the pocket is ready to be joined to the pocket back, and that's it, kind of done. Well, I did say I'd come in a bit closer, didn't I? This is as good as it gets, I'm afraid. Okay, so you can see I have pinned the zipper in, and there is my folded edge, and you can see the teeth of the zipper popping up just out there, so you can see them. And I'm doing that because I'm using a contrast zipper. It's not like it needs to be, but that's okay. So I've pinned it in there, and I've done it on both sides, so that's kind of what I've got. If I show you the back, there we go, like that. So now I'm going to go away and sew the zipper in, and I'm going to sew it in on the back, and I'm going to top stitch it, but I'll show you each piece before I go ahead and complete. So now I'm back from quickly popping in the zipper, and it really is a very quick and easy job if you're used to putting zippers in. If you're not, it's still quick and easy because it really doesn't take 2 minutes. So I'm going to show you the back side, because the top edge here, I don't know if you can see that, I've top stitched that up that way, so I've sewn it on the back and then I've top stitched it. This is what the back looks like when you've just done 1 row of stitching, and that's it there. So then I'm going to go and do my top stitch along here, but you can see I've just run the stitches as near to the zipper as I can get. I haven't used a zipper foot, haven't done it, just straight through, no problem. So I'm going to go and top stitch the other side of it, that side there, and then I'm going to show you how you just quickly join around the edges and how your pocket is completed. Ta-da! There is our front, the zippered front of our pocket. You can see, if I come a bit closer, you can see it just undoes like that. So now I'm just going to put it onto the back and show you what that looks like, and then the pocket is pretty much done. And so I'm ready now to join the front, the zippered front of my pocket onto the back. So, a couple of things to mention to you. Before you do so, you will want to open your zipper. Yes, you will, because if you don't, trying to get it turned up the other way is really, really difficult. So all you're going to do is put right sides together, whoops, that side's together, and sew all the way around the edges. And then you obviously turn it out the other way, so it's the correct sides on the outside. Having said that, if you use a fabric that doesn't fray, something like a felt or a suede or a leather, something like that, or even fleece, if you're making fleece, it would work really well in fleece, then I would suggest that you actually do it with wrong sides together, so the seams on the outside, and just make it really nice and neat so you haven't got all the extra bulk. Really your call, but for non-fraying fabrics I would definitely do it with the seam on the outside. So I'm now going to, I'm not using non-frayed fabrics, I'm using linen here. I'm now going to join this. Oh, and the other thing to bear in mind is this: if you do as I've done here and you allow the teeth of the zipper to be seen, the front of the zipper pocket is going to be slightly bigger than the back. Just trim off the excess from the bottom of the front pocket. That's all you have to do, because you've kind of added the width of the zipper teeth in there as well. So I'm going to do that and turn it out and show you how it looks, and then we'll get on to the bag, which is so quick and simple. I'm kind of almost embarrassed to show you it, but it is. You need to see it. So yeah, before I turned it, I thought I'd show you how I do this. Please excuse the reading glasses. Middle age is here. It's hideous. So contact lenses underneath, reading glasses on top. It's all marvellous. So when you've done your pocket like this, there's the zipper, don't forget it's open, you need to really clip your corners, and that's how I've done it there, just so we get rid of the excess fabric there so we can get a nice curve. And here's how I like to do it. Fold it where you want to have a corner and then just snip it through here like this. Can you see that? Like that, so you get that, because it stops you, otherwise you end up going into the seam like that and you have every possibility of cutting through your stitch line. Ask me how I know, ask me how many times I've done it, too many to count. So you just do it that way, fold it across there, see what I mean, fold it there, and then do, I'm just trying to see the stitch line, there we go, there you go, and it's done. So now I'm going to go and press this out and turn it out and press it flat, and you'll see the beautiful completed pocket. So there we have it. There's our little pocket, and it's really kind of a pouch, really like a small kind of cosmetic bag sort of shape, and it does of course open. So that's going to be useful for keeping all your, your essentials, your car keys, your credit card, your driving license, all that kind of stuff goes in there for when you're making your bag. And of course you're supposed to attach this to the bag, and I'll show you where that goes in a moment. However, now we've done the tricky bit. That's the tricky bit. I promise you, that's it. That's the tricky bit. Now we're going to have a look at the bag, putting the bag together. Now, you need to start with your side seams. There is no way around this. This is what you need to do. And your side seams are basically here. You go from the top to the bottom and you press them open. At this point, once you press them open, or even before you've done the side seams, if you are using a non-frame fabric, felt, suede, leather, anything like that, fleece, if you're using one of those, you will need to trim off these seam allowances, not these at the top, but up here, through that U there and down there. It's 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. It's very clearly stated in the instructions, and the seam allowances are marked on the bag pattern, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem, but it just gives it the right proportions. And if you don't want to trim them off, you don't have to. And of course, if you're using a standard woven fabric, you won't trim them off because you're going to hem them. So I'm going to do my side seams and press them open, and then I will show you our next step. So now I've done 2 out of my 6 seams that I need to do to make this bag. I know it's ridiculous, isn't it? 6 seams. Those are the side seams there. I've pressed them open. There's your handle. There's your little corner bit. That's the bottom fold. Bottom fold of the pattern, I should say. And once you've done your side seams, you press them open, and then you've got to close out the corners. And I've already done one to show you, but here's how you do it. Pick it up. There's your side seam, and just fold it. You'll see the corners kind of want to do this. You're going to do that. You're going to sew right across here, straight across there. And when you do, this is what you will get. It looks really kind of odd at the moment. That's what you're going to get. Okay? So you've got your corner there. You're always going to clip this and turn it out, and that's the kind of base of your bag done. I know. So let me go and do the other corner, and then I'll show you, because what we have to do next are 2 final steps. One is hem the top edge of the bag, and then we have to join the top edges of the handles to make the handles, and then we'll see what we're going to do with our pocket. So now you can see that I'm almost done. I know I've done 4 seams out of the 6 that I need to do, and that's what's going to happen with it, the handle to handle, and you've got yourself a bag. But for the moment I'm going to hem it, and I'm going to hem it, I'm going to start at the side seam here, and go all the way up here, and then round the centre U, and then down the other side, and just keep going until I've hemmed it all. Obviously not hemming these short ends, not doing that, don't do that. But again, don't forget, if you're using a fabric that doesn't fray, then you don't need to do this step, you don't need to hem it at all. And truthfully, even if you're using a fabric that does fray, if you want to just run a line of standard straight stitching about kind of 3/8 or half an inch away from the cut edge and just let it fray, that'll be fine. The fraying will stop where you stitched it, and it'll be fine. So I'm going to go and hem this, and then I'm going to join the short ends, and then we will, oh yes we will, deal with our pocket. So yeah, that's it. We have hemmed our openings, and we have joined our short ends of our handles to give us the full handle, and that's looks like that. It's kind of like that circular, oh, got some thread. It's kind of got that circular opening, although it has to be said, if you ended up making a mistake and joined the front handles to the back handles, don't think it would really be such a problem. So now we're going to deal with our pocket, because of course we made the pocket earlier. Don't forget, it is optional, it's entirely optional. But if you were going to attach the pocket, here's what you would do. You'd take your pocket piece and you put it just in the middle of one of the U openings, one of those kind of openings in the centre, and you just tack it at 2 places there. In fact, if I pin it where I tack it, and I'll hold it up to you and you'll go, oh okay, that literally 3 or 4 stitches backwards and forwards a few times, because you want it to kind of do this, to kind of flap free. Does that make sense? So if you're using a pocket, that's what you should do. It takes you 2 minutes. However, for a linen one like this, I'm going to do something different. You can only do this if you've got a lightweight fabric, something like this, a linen that you're going to use as a shopping tote, and you really want to be able to carry it with you. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to fold my bag up, and I'm not going to be too precious about it because it's a grocery bag when all said and done. Roll it and get it nice and small, and then I'm going to use this, oh yes I am, I'm going to use this as a storage pouch. So I'm going to do that, and then that's it there. That can go into my shopping bag or my insulated shopping tote, which I take with me everywhere in my car, and if I do need more shopping bag space, that's what I've got, which is super, super useful. So yeah, that's it. That's our really, really easy, fast and fabulous shopper. You can see it's kind of ridiculously easy, but like I said before, it's a great project for a beginner or a returning sewer. Lots of bang for your buck, and let's quickly go through all the ways in which you could use a very simple shopper like this. Obviously, as a grocery tote, put it inside this, inside your bag, you're good. Stick it in the car and fill it with stuff you will need on a long journey. I've got a couple of these already in my bag with the kids' swimming stuff in it, because living in Florida, you never know when you may feel the urge to go and jump in the pool or the ocean, who knows. But you can also use these as a gift thing, you know, birthdays, showers, baby showers. Also, make it in a suitably spooky fabric. This would make an excellent trick-or-treat set for candy, don't you think? So yeah, it's a really, really useful piece. It's not like what we call a classic HotPatterns bag, because most of our bags are kind of lined and interlined, they've got pockets and handles, they've got all the kind of groovy, designer details. But I have to tell you, I have seen these done in the most beautiful fabrics, and they work beautifully then, but you're also going to find this super, super useful. So this one is fast, it is clearly fabulous. I suggest you go and make some.